Before we get started, previous chill review and previous T-Man's How To Transform This Guy, Fans Toys Spindrift 2.0. Thank you for the cool compliments that I got in that video in the comments. I really appreciate that. I know other people review these things, but people said some nice stuff to me, and I really appreciate that.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. I'm going to try to be as stable as possible. I plan on putting out a toy hunt, another fig hunt, but I want some more footage. But in the meantime, you guys have been seeing me show this backdrop in a lot of my videos recently. I figured I should just go into more detail on this because it was a hefty purchase. A little bit. It wasn't that expensive because this is all made out of cardboard, but here is the Extreme Sets Sector 7 Docking Bay pop-up diorama for 1/12 scale figures. And it can work for Transformers if you wanted to, because why not? But Sector 7, as that implies, you could tell they're fans of Transformers because that was one of the main human bases of operations in those live-action Bay movies. And in the latest Bumblebee movie. Speaking of which, let's imagine he busted into their Sector 7 base without scanning for a new alt mode. There he is. I just found this guy. Spoiler alert for my toy hunt. I'm going to apologize in advance because this might start sounding like a sponsored review because of the way I'm going to have to describe things. It's not sponsored. I wouldn't mind getting some free product to show off to people. Wink. But let's start off with the basics. You get a big box that has inside another little cardboard box. This is actually like a slip cover covering over the actual product. So you'll see it'll come in something like this. Inside you'll have a whole bunch of flattened out panels. Some is partially assembled, like it says pop-up. You just have to actually fold it like an activity kit, like something you might have gotten as a kid and whatnot. And they have the instructions and whatnot. And there's the website if you want to go there yourself. Now, starting off at the most basic, I have 4 interlocking sheets that become the floor. As you can see with this 6-inch action figure right here, this is a lot of room. Like, I don't know the exact measurements on the websites. They have the exact measurements of each piece, but each one of these sheets is over 12 inches in length, and it looks like over 12 inches wide as well. So that's a lot of playroom right there for the floor. This is my usual review area, but it's makeshift for the moment. But inside we get 2 of these walls, both of which are over 15 inches tall. And basically, as you can see, it's mostly like a fold-out box. So you can orient this any way you see fit. One thing, it wasn't suggested on the website and not suggested by them at all, but I would suggest getting glue if you want this to be permanent, double-sided tape if you don't want it to be so permanent, but you want things to stay down more flush. And definitely for the other parts with the doors, some permanent black markers, the thick black markers, and I'll go into more detail on that. At first glance, these look the same, but when you really look at the detail, they have different inner workings right there. So yeah, well, yeah, see, this is the same picture on both sides. It's just like this. And they show you examples on the website, but you could do things like have them side by side like that, or change it like that, have it coming out like that. Do all types of things to make it look more three-dimensional or whatever you need for your particular diorama needs. Besides those 2 walls, you get this wall right here, which I guess would be an experimental wall right here. It even has like a little experiment bed or something, or you pretend it's a table or something. I would say it's like a bed. They could put characters on there or robots. Maybe they're building an android or something like that. You could do whatever you need. And this is put together with another board and this board right here. And why I say black marker, some of this, I mean, the double-sided tape would help with this, but you still see the brown. I would just paint that, get it over with to make it look more like an actual real thing instead of board. And double-sided tape would also, or glue would help keep that shut, and you could also paint that as well. But this wraps around and you can close it and then close the top lid and whatnot. Or you, if you don't need that bed, typically what I've been doing is just turning it this way if I don't want the bed showing. But you could do the same stuff like this to make that look more three-dimensional. Here's another cool inclusion. It's like a control panel, console, whatnot, so they can plan out things. Everybody stands around looking and monitoring. You see this cutout. The piece that was there fell on the inside, but so I guess I could still grab that if I wanted it to be there and not have that hole. But why that hole is there is this is freaking awesome to me. You can have this holographic image. You know, in those sci-fi movies, they always have some type of holographic image thing popping up. But you pretend this is different places on Earth, or maybe not necessarily Earth. You could pretend it's some other planet and whatnot, because let me bring in this guy. There's an example of some stuff going on. Yet another spoiler. Pretty soon y'all gonna see everything I found on that freaking toy hunt. But with your bigger Transformers, this totally works with them, and you can set that up. There is no like particular English or anything. Well, I guess there are numbers on there, but Transformers speak in English. Who's to say they couldn't have real Earth numbers and letters on their characters? This folds in. This is really elaborate. This is probably the hardest piece to put together, but the instructions do a good job, and you could use common sense. But I would definitely suggest like that two-sided tape or glue, because this doesn't want to stay in as much as I want it to. And I have double-sided tape. I don't know what I did with that mess. Stuff always disappears when I want it. The coolness doesn't end there. And I said that table was elaborate, but this is kind of elaborate. The way you have to fold out this interior right there. So that's cool. You get this, and it's like double-sided. So if you wanted to, you can do it like I have this one right here. There's a piece of this door is just cardboard that's only painted on one side. I kind of do wish it was to make it easier on me. I do wish that it was painted on both sides, so I wouldn't have to actually physically pull that out. I know it's cheaper on them, but it would have been nice if I didn't have to pull that out and reverse it. But you could have that there so you can have some 3D detail to make it more interesting, or you can pull that out and put it in the front like I did with this one right here. So yeah, that is cool. And you know what, let me show you this. This is one of the other reasons why you'll need like a black marker or something when you pull this out. Here's why I probably don't get more sponsored stuff, because I go into critiques. This will help them out possibly for the future, give them ideas. But this is really cool, taking that door away and you being able to see a nice 3D image. Like you can have people, you've seen this me do examples, people walking around back there beyond the loading door and whatnot. That's cool. But unfortunately, here's where that marker suggestion comes in. You see this board. Now anybody who zooms in on your pictures, and a lot of people like who think your picture looks cool, they're gonna zoom in and check in all that detail. They're gonna notice that. So this is why I was suggesting black marker to paint that, so it will match this more. And that tape will be necessary, or glue, because there is gappage right here. This part in particular is hard to get to full and stay in that position with this particular door. This door over here, sits a little bit more flush and whatnot, and you can mess around with that. It doesn't look so bad, but because this doesn't fold out as much. But you will definitely need that two-sided tape with this one. I'm going to close things off on an example action sequence that I set up right here. Don't expect me to be going through a whole bunch of stuff, but I've set up things in such a way where that trooper back there, that Cobra Island trooper, can look like he is like messing around with the panel back there. And we have the Baroness Destro Firefly coming in to see what Zartan and these Cobra Vipers have discovered, with the other infantry troopers back there monitoring their little door that they watch. But yeah, this is cool. Y'all know that I'm cheap. It's relatively inexpensive, not including the shipping. The shipping costs a lot. It is coming from California, and the weight, I can understand why it costs so much. I don't know if they go by zip code based when it comes to shipping. I hope that they do that, or maybe they do a flat rate. I don't know. But these are relatively inexpensive. I believe this set was like $59, or might have been $50. You can look it up for yourself on the website, but they're not that expensive, so that's why I really like these. So if you want to see more scenes and whatnot, just stay tuned to my channel. I've been rearranging this for my thumbnails and whatnot over and over again, each thumbnail, if you didn't pay attention to that. And I plan on getting another set at some point, because I really like how these work, and I like how they look. Some of them are very, very elaborate. So check them out for yourselves. But anyway, thank y'all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Is this the end for Duke?
Stay tuned to never find out, as I never plan on elaborating on this story.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos. Click that shit.